Yo, what up, y'all? Welcome to Cleats and Sneaks. I always say it backwards. I have no idea why I keep doing that. I got the homie Ken here with me. What up, What up, Ken?
What
What's
up,
up, bro?
y'all? I'm finally
Good.
in there. Thank you, sir. What's going on,
Man,
Facebook family?
you know what I'm saying? Like, tons of stuff happened this past week with sports. And then we missed last week because of the Super Bowl, which was fucking crazy. I'm glad we did not bet on that because I probably been out like some money or running down somebody's street with no draws on and shit. Because if I bet on that shit, I'd have lost.
Bro, we definitely would have lost. I know I was going with Patrick Mahomes.
I was going with Mahomes, bro. Thank God I ain't bet nobody shit on that because I'd have lost a whole bunch of shit on that one. But y'all, thanks so much for rocking at 6 p.m. It's Sunday. Cleats and Sneaks. We here getting ready to do big stuff. Got a lot to talk about because a lot of shit going on in the NBA, a lot of shit going on in the NFL with this quarterback carousel bullshit and Russell Wilson talking just all types of just what the hell, bro? Brett Favre making comments. NBA All-Star game may be upon us in the ATL sometime soon. So we got to talk about who's going to be in our lineups. We got to talk about Hall of Fame. We got a lot to talk about, bro.
Bro, we got a lot. Sports been crazy. I can't wait to get into it.
All right, bro. So let's just get into it. We're gonna get into we're gonna get into Swish a Dish.
Let's go and knock out Swish a Dish because I know some people that's checked in.
Swish a Dish. All right, let's get right into the Swish a Dish, bro.
Let's get right into it, folks. This is Swish a Dish. We got fast topics. We got subjects. We're going to spit these out quick fire. All right, Jay, all right. First one, Swish a Dish. KG quotes. I don't think guys from 20 years ago could play in today's NBA game.
Okay, we
Swish a Dish.
We okay. This is a swish. We got to swish because this has been a lot of talk about this, and this is like that off and on conversation that really a lot of people don't really jump on and discuss. I want to swish on this one and talk about it for a minute. And I think that he's absolutely right. A lot of guys from 20 years ago could not play in this game for several reasons, not just one. One in particular is the fact that a lot of these cats, with these 3-point shots on the regular, these big rebounds coming off the board and then just constantly running. Because the big man nowadays, they about handling the ball. They about shooting threes. They ain't about no low post movements and nothing. Ain't nobody getting no rebounds. Ain't nobody playing no defense. This is all about just run and gun. And a lot of these cats, especially cats like these big cats like Patrick Ewing, I don't see him constantly running up and down courts. I ain't see Akeem Olajuwon. He's a post player. I ain't see that stuff. So agreed, a lot of that. And then on another note, a lot of people ain't gonna be with these ticky-tack fouls. And I think that's where KG was coming from too. These ticky-tack fouls, I can't put my hands on nobody trying to check anybody in the game or anything of that nature. You know what I'm saying? Back then, you can knock somebody down. We all remember the bad boys in Detroit. So, I agree. Bill Laimbeer would not make it in today's game. Point blank, period.
Bro, I agree with you. I agree with you and I disagree with you, right? So I agree with you, one, that today's NBA is definitely way more athletic. The one word that he said in it is real saucy right now, meaning that now almost every guard in the league, whether you starting off the bench, got handles, everybody can cross you.
Yep.
Back then, it wasn't like that. You had specific people. As great as MJ was, right? He wasn't the guy with the handles. We wasn't talking about Mike because of handles. We was talking about like Tim Hardaway, Rod Strickland with the handles. Matter of fact, so the league has changed. Right now, we're going to a league where it's positionless basketball. And to your point, centers and them wouldn't make it. We ain't playing in the post. Me and you talked about it specifically, how even today's NBA has hurt some of our brightest talent just even out of Chicago, right? We think about Jahlil Okafor, who's got the good footwork, can be a solid big man. But today's game, that's not what today's game about. We're not trying to have him playing the low post. We ain't trying to play in the back. You watch Embiid right now, Embiid pulling up 20, shooting threes, right? But because I agree and I disagree, outside of even naming superstars, Jay, I even went so far and looked deep into it. I'm going to name you some players I think can get up and get off in today's game. So we're going to not even superstars. We talking about guys, if they'd have played in today's game, we be talking about Hall of Famers right now.
All right.
Rod Strickland.
You don't think Rod can run in
No,
today's
I'm saying
game?
Rod could play in today's game.
Yeah,
These
definitely.
people I'm gonna name, if they started off in today's game, we talking about future
Definitely.
Hall of Famers. Rod
Definitely.
Strickland, Tim
Definitely.
Hardaway,
Yeah.
Glenn Robinson, Steve Francis, Stephon Marbury. Even if we want to go like, because we in this whole stretch 3, stretch 4, Rashard Lewis, right? Jamal Mashburn, Allen Houston, Latrell Sprewell, Steve Smith. Like those guys, I think would have came in today's game and bang. Because to be honest with you, Steve Smith really to me ain't nothing but a smaller, less dynamic version of KD.
That's true. And I mean, but all them cats could step behind the line and drop a 3 in a heartbeat.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. Like those guys who had nice, solid careers in today's NBA would have been on a path to future Hall of Famers. And not saying they wasn't all-stars, but they just didn't get to the heights of the MJs and the Scotties. But I think in today's NBA, those guys out the roof.
Yep. I agree with that. But I mean, the fact that some of us could still actually ball, like could still do it. Like Dwayne Wade could actually ball right now in today's game.
If he wanted to. Oh, definitely.
If he wanted to. And he's not even that much of a three-point shooter. But again, what you said, a lot of people who are still in that league have fallen off, who are superstars have fallen off because of the way it's changed. Carmelo Anthony. He was a cat. He was a mid-range game kind of guy. He back people down in the post with his height because all the guards that are his size or his forwards that are his size are too small for him. And back him down, drop a turnaround jumper on him, give him a quick hook shot or go in the lane on him. Then all of a sudden the game evolved, and now this man is stepping behind the three-point line, constantly doing one of these and stuff. So I mean, like,
and you know what's funny? Everybody talk about the depth of the game. It ain't the players; it's analytics. Analytics is killing the game.
That's true. That's true.
Because analytics is saying Melo ain't good enough to play. We just saw Melo go off on Philly a couple nights ago.
I mean, well, you know, if your threes are dropping, you're good.
Let's go and get to the next topic, man. I think we both agree that, you know, we agree on that subject with KG's takeaway on that. The next stop, how are we feeling? How are we as a sports nation feeling about Houston right now? If you're a sports fan in the city of Houston, how are you feeling right now about your Rockets and about your Houston Texans?
All right, so I want to switch on this, but I'm gonna have to dish only because we already know how sports fans in Houston are feeling. When it comes to the NBA, you're fucked. When it comes to the NFL, you're fucked. I mean, I guess you could look forward to it. I guess maybe if you're a Houston Astros fan because the Astros ain't that bad. If you're in, I guess if you're a Texas Rangers fan, maybe you're a Texas Rangers fan and you in Houston, possibly you're feeling really excited about it, but. Point blank period. If you ain't an MLB fan, you pretty much fucked. Only because this year has just not 2021 just not been your year. Point blank period. It hasn't been your year.
Facts. We can go and skip past that. Is Joel Embiid having an MVP season? Last 5 games, 32 points, 10 rebounds, 3 assists. They got the best record in the East right now with Doc. The dude is around them.
Yeah. I have to say, yeah. Yeah, you the top performer in one of the top teams in the league. Yeah, you got to be mentioned. I don't see why you can't be mentioned in that. Like, I mean, yeah, you Joel Embiid, but you got all these other players around you who aren't terrible. You got Ben Simmons in there with you. Seth Curry's balling. We're going to talk about him later on. He balling right now. And you still coming out the top player.
You still got Tobias Harris.
You got Tobias balling right now too. You still the number 1 player on the team, and you got them at the top of the East, which I could be a little harder to beat. Last year we would have been like, that ain't hard to beat, but like this year, a little more difficult to beat. Yeah, he got to be in the conversation. You
know the Achilles heel about him. Just can he stay healthy though?
To
me, that's the only thing that hurts him. And the other thing that I noticed, to me, he kind of got the Jabari Parker, meaning like he just look out of shape all the time.
He does, right? He just looks slow. He look like he's slower
than everybody. He don't got no definition, and he just look out of shape. And clearly from him playing, that's far from the case. And I call it the Jabari because everybody felt he wasn't in shape. But when he took off and dunked, you was like, oh, he got that ups. So I just think that he look out of shape. I wish I don't know what his gym habits are like.
I don't either. I mean, he's a far cry from Kansas when he was at Kansas that one year.
I mean when you got JaVale McGee looking more in shape, bro, you got something got to change. And there's no knock on JaVale, 2-time NBA champ, Probably should have been a slam dunk champion. That's a whole nother conversation for
Whole
those that
nother
even
conversation.
remember that JaVale McGee. If you even remember that JaVale, not Shaq and the Fool JaVale.
Two dunks,
Exactly.
two dunks, two dunks.
Exactly. So
Y'all don't gotta remember that one.
they don't remember. They don't remember. That man got 44 mil off that. Remember that. All right. After 7 Super Bowls, is Brady the greatest football player to exist?
No.
Ooh,
Absolutely no.
disrespect.
No.
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 Bro, I'm willing to
No.
say he's the greatest athlete walking right now.
You are?
If you take into consideration accomplishments, the argument that people try to make, well, he don't play defense. Offense does play defense. What Tom Brady does do, and we talk about in the Green Bay, Tom Brady's smart enough to know we got to keep Aaron Rodgers off the field. So to keep Aaron Rodgers off this field, I'm gonna work this clock. We're gonna work our game, short, long game. That's defense. I get he ain't out there making tackles, but when you can keep the other team's best weapons on the sidelines and keep their defense on the field from getting tired, that's some pressure he putting on them that a lot of people ain't ready and built for. The other thing is, it's still football. Like football, he might not be getting hit every play, but when you got 300, 250-pound guys chasing you that's trying to get to you every play, it ain't like, he got it super duper easy, right? There's been some years where he was back there looking like Pat Mahomes in the Super Bowl running. He had a couple seasons like that. So there's a physicality when it comes to football, but I'm willing to make that argument to say he could possibly be the most accomplished athlete ever, have the greatest career of an athlete ever. I mean, people say what they want. 7 chips and 10 tries. I know we scored in Chicago with Mike, with MJ, and we went 6 for 6. I get it. But it ain't easy to get back to no championship. That's why when I hear people say right now, the Chiefs will get back that next year, that ain't guaranteed. Free agency's a mug.
Yeah.
It ain't guaranteed that Tampa Bay gonna get back. Free agency's a killer. We've all seen it take away great teams. So
I'm gonna say this. Okay, so going back to the beginning of what you just said kind of helps me along with my point. Playing defense, Tom Brady knows how to play defense by keeping Aaron Rodgers off the field, by keeping people like Patrick Mahomes off the field. You know why he's trying to keep them off the field? Because they're fucking better than me. That's why. Because if these boys get on the field, it's going to be a damn problem. So I need to do my best to keep these cats off this field because I know for a fact that they're going to come in here and start hurting my feelings. So granted, it's good to know. And I believe everybody knows, like, I need to make sure we keep Patrick Mahomes and Aaron Rodgers up off this field. But at the same time, it's another thing to know we got to keep them off this field because these cats are better than me. The thing is like, I believe Tom Brady is the most winningest football player ever in the NFL. However, Tom Brady ain't even the best quarterback in his era. Maybe at one point he might have been. But at one point, Peyton Manning was beating his ass. At another point, Aaron Rodgers was beating his coming along, still better quarterback than he is. Then Aaron Rodgers fell off for 1-2 seasons. Here comes Patrick Mahomes beating his ass. Tom Brady got his ass whooped by Eli Manning twice. So I'm like, the thing is like, I can't sit here and be like, is Tom Brady the best athlete to ever come through football? The most winningest, maybe, but not the best athlete. He ain't even the best at his position since he's been in the NFL. No disrespect. He's the top. He's definitely elite. The man knows how to win. But athletically, no. He can't run. No, I mean, and then at the same time, bro, we're gonna sit here and say this, and we got the NFL, the actual league, making plays and helping Tom Brady along with certain things because the fact since when can you hit anybody in the legs until Tom Brady got his ACL torn and now all of a sudden you can't hit a quarterback lower than the belt?
Now if you sack a quarterback, you got to roll over so they can fall on you.
So they can fall
land
on
them, or you land on that's flat 15.
So that came from Tom Brady getting his ACL torn, and then all of a sudden the Patriots are no longer able to win, and it was like, we need to do something about that. That's that Tom Brady stuff. Now, I mean, of course, you're going to be elite when they start changing the rules for you, but
I mean, because that argument can be made in another sport, right? You know, because somebody was getting hacked hard. Once I tell you this all the time. Once Stern realized who made the money, they was like, "Hey, you touch him, you getting suspended." 23. We know he traveling on the fadeaway. We know that foot hitting the ground. That's off the record. That's an on the record, off the record comment, by the way. We know that foot is hitting the ground before he leaves. But you better not call traveling. You better not breathe on him hard. That's a foul.
Let me tell you this. And another thing about Tom Brady does have these 7 rings and things like that. But there are a couple times where the other team made some mistakes with Tom Brady, and he possibly could only have 5.
Oh, facts. You know what? Atlanta Falcons is one. They go down. Seattle. Why are you not giving it to Marshawn? Technically, y'all gave him Super Bowl, so I do agree with you. But I definitely think he got to be the greatest and most accomplished quarterback of all time. If we just look at face value, right? Face value, what it is. Now, can we dig into this more? Of course we can. We want to talk about who the most athletic quarterback to ever touch the field. Top 3 in that: Vic, Cordell Stewart, Lamar Jackson, Donovan McNabb. We want to talk about the most athletic to ever touch the field as a quarterback, right? I mean, it is what it is. And then I'll put Cam on that too, right? Cam could be number, but when we just talk about the resume, what he's done, the fact he's a 6th-round pick, looked like trash going into the combine, came in and earned it. You know, that's the one thing I won't take away from Tom. He's earned this career. Because he wasn't everybody, if anybody know anything about the NFL, the first 3 rounds are solid. They're gonna make the team no matter what on the NFL roster.
Definitely.
Everybody else is a gimme. Maybe. And he came in. He didn't come in behind no garbage quarterback. You came in Drew Bledsoe's job. Who was the man? Was one of the top quarterbacks in the league at the time, who just happened to get hurt. And you did what you were supposed to do as Thomas Brady. You hurt. It's my job. Same with Brett Favre. Don Majkowski was trash. Got hurt. Brett was like, "Thank you. Run this. That's mine." It's what's supposed to happen.
What you supposed to do?
What's supposed to happen? Let's go and move on, bro. We got a lot to talk about. I want to make sure we get to it all. Derrick Rose traded to the Knicks. Bad for the Knicks? Or was it good for Derrick? Was it good for the Knicks or bad for Derrick?
I need to play a bit. I want to show you something. Take a look at this, bro. Let me know what you think about this. Take a look at this.
On the floor, off the floor, and what it's like to play with them.
Oh, it's amazing. I want to be able to play with them, another to be able to learn from them, teach something new every single day, whether it be on the floor or off the court. I'm learning a lot of stuff. I don't want to even give it away because a lot of stuff would be to take with me throughout my career. So really just, his energy, he's a dog, alpha dog, he's a leader. It's great to have somebody like that in your corner. So he's a great addition, for not only myself, but for the whole team.
One more thing.
Emmanuel, just along those lines, the last three games, has anything been different for you in the backcourt with him, or what you see, or what you can attack off the defense when he's on the court with you?
I think for me individually, it helps me on offense and on defense. On offense, somebody else can make plays, can help make the game easier for myself, score and make it easier for myself to say he's a good shooter and can get to the spot as well. So, and then on defense, he guards, so it helps me a lot on defense. Whether it be show me something on help side or on the ball defense, I think he's great on both sides of the ball.
Bro. Jealousy came over me when Derrick Rose went to the damn Knicks. Now, here's the thing. We don't know as a guy, we didn't really pay attention too much as Chicago sports fans about Derrick Rose's defense. So when Emmanuel Quigley said that, I was like, okay, I need to take a look at that. But clearly we knew something because Tom Thibodeau brought Derrick Rose over there, and Tom Thibodeau is a defensive coach. We know all about that. Also, we also know that right now Derrick Rose is a veteran, and he's making players better. Emmanuel Quigley is a new player to the league and to the Knicks, and the Knicks have gotten better this year and then have actually won the last 3 since Derrick has showed up. This is a good thing for the Knicks, and it's a great thing for Derrick Rose.
And I agree. The last couple of games, I was just reading the other day, since Derrick's been there, the Knicks bench have been out. The last game they was in, the Knicks bench accounted for like 42 points, bro, in the game.
Absolutely.
Right? And this ain't even Derrick like running and gunning. It's just, I mean, if you watch any of the highlights, Derrick's always in position. And one thing I like about Derrick now, he understands his game, like the shots he's taking, right? Mid-range. Yeah. He's deciding when he wants to attack the rim when he needs to. To me, to be honest with you, I'm be real 100%. I think Derrick holding back, really. I think from what I see, he's playing it safe. Like, I'm going to play safe and play controlled, get everybody in. But to be honest, I think Derrick be playing it too safe. I think he be cutting these guys off. You know, it's funny. We talk about Derrick watching the No Chill Gill podcast, and they had my man, what's the little guy that LeBron jumped over or dunked over? That used to play for the Bulls, Lucas. He said back then when Derrick was Derrick, it would be point guards. All of a sudden, I got the flu today because they ain't want to play against Derrick. All of a sudden, I can't play. I'm not feeling well. And they talking about based upon seeing them in shoot-arounds. They ain't even like, you know, they called off then. They tapped out at the shoot-around. So for me, I think Derrick really holding back, to be quite honest. I think he has that other level that's still there. He's just playing it safe.
Yeah, and I agree, dude. And that's the thing. And I really want Derrick to go off because the fact of the matter is it is still up in the air, even after all this time since he's had that first and second injury. It's still up in the air. Who is the most athletic point guard to ever come through the NBA? And people is still a huge argument as Derrick Rose. If this boy, if Derrick starts playing the way he knows that he stops holding back and starts playing that way again, you ain't gonna be able to argue with it ever again. You really won't. So I'm like, I just want him to like, just go ahead, let it out, bro. Go ahead. I want to see you in the Hall of Fame. I want to see Derrick in the Hall of Fame.
I can't wait till we get to that.
Because the thing is, bro, it's like he already kind of got a little clout to get in there. You didn't change the rules because of what you did.
When we get to that segment, bro, I'm gonna bring up something me and you talked about 2 years ago when we talked about what we think are the requirements for Hall of Fame, not based upon the bookmark definition, but we've noticed the trend of what you got to have to get in the NBA Hall of Fame. And so we're going to bring that up, bro. I'm going to bring that up.
All right, what's next?
Next, staying in the NBA. Are NBA players too sensitive or TV analysts just hating? You know, that's a fine line. It's a fine line.
I got another one for you. This comes from that Donovan Mitchell conversation that we had with Shaq. This is why this came up. This came up maybe about 4 weeks ago. Donovan Mitchell had a post-game interview with TNT on TNT with Shaq. Take a listen to this one.
I said tonight that you are one of my favorite players, but you don't have what it takes to get to the next level. I said it on purpose. I want you to hear it. What do you have to say about that? All right. That's it. That's it. Okay, cool. I mean, I've been hearing that since my rookie year. You know, I'm just going to get better and do what I do. At the end of the day, that's what I want you to say. That's the game, bro. Appreciate it. Yeah, I think.
See, and that right there, like, okay. Now, here's the thing, bro. Here's the thing. Shaq, I'm going to sit here and do this. Shaq was out of line. Now, I get what he was trying to do. But Shaq was out of line. Due to the fact that this interview happened 3 or 4 weeks ago, you and I and every other NBA fan has seen the passion that Donovan Mitchell has played with and how he has progressed over the years and that he is the best player on his team and the leader on his team. So, and they have the #1 record in the league. They've had it, and you playing in the same conference as the championship Lakers. Tell me why you feel the need to say some shit like that on TNT after you win the game. So that part right there is bullying. That's all I got to say about it.
I agree with that in that particular. But I think we both agree. What Shaq was really trying to do was to get him like, hey, bro, you are the man right now. But I know you can take it another level, and that's what I expect from you. I know you got another level in you because I want to see you turn the corner. I want to see you be great. I think how Shaq challenged him, right? It just didn't come off well because if I just won a game, I'm like, we finna talk about. I won, right? Bet, not right. You know, what's the word I want to say? Not that I want you to challenge. That's just not the time and the place. Yeah. However, but then there's you know, I look at some other things when people be like, people hating, that's really fact. Perfect example. You had Charles Barkley and Draymond. Charles was like, oh, my man putting up triple singles. That was fact. When Clay and them was hurt, it was just you. You was putting up triple singles, fam.
True.
Triple singles. So it was just fact. Wasn't nobody picking on you. Ain't nobody making an excuse, but you supposed to be the third best player on that team. You wasn't playing like it. You had D'Angelo Russell at the time balling. You was out here with the triple single. But he took that as though, oh, you hating. Ain't nobody hating. That's just what it is, bro. I gotta call it what it is. The fact of the matter is, bro, people say what they want. But if this was MJ doing the same analysis, they feelings would be hurt.
I mean, but
their feelings would be hurt. And it wouldn't even be hating. Mike just telling you the truth. I'd ate your ass up.
Yeah, I mean, well, that's the thing. Everybody knows the mentality of Mike. Everybody knows the mentality of Shaq. And the thing is that Shaq said, man, if I was in the league, I'd ate your ass up. That's the point blank period. We know. That's not even bullying from Shaq. Shaq honestly probably think I'll eat your ass up right now. That's the thing. That's their mentality. The problem is that, and especially with the Charles Barkley Draymond thing with the triple singles, Draymond was the number 3 player on the squad. The number 3, Donovan Mitchell they got the number 1 record in the league in the West. You the number 1 player, and we've already seen you progress each year that you played. There was no reason for that, and you just won the game. There was no reason for that. Not right then.
Now, to me, if they got the relationship he said they had, that should have been a conversation. I'm gonna hit you, bro. Like, hey man, you want to be a champion? This is what you got to do. This is how you get to the next level. Not, what you gonna do about it. You're right. I mean, but there's still some other instances, right? James Harden getting upset because people comment on his play style. James, you do dribble. You do it too much. Dribble.
But he's proving them wrong right now.
Right? But he ain't got no choice, right? You want to be traded. Now you got to fit in. So, you know what? We both agree. There's a fine line between hating and when players are being too sensitive. I do think in that instance, it can come off as hateful because there's a time and place for that particular criticism, that challenge that Shaq wanted to do.
Right.
But ultimately, I just think what people don't realize, TV is entertainment, so there's an entertainment factor.
True.
Some of it's got to sound. We just can't say he could be better. Ain't nobody listening to that. It's got to be some dramatic. That's why we got Skip and Shannon, Steven and Max, right? It has to happen. So they got to understand that. And I definitely think there's a fine line, and people got to be able to walk it. But you also have that respect for one another too. To me, if Shaq say something like, I gotta kind of respect it as he an OG Hall of Famer, won 5 chips. He know what he's talking about.
Yeah,
it's hard when it's to me, right? I know they give Kenny Smith this respect because he won 2 chips, but I find it real hard. If I was a guard, I'm gonna take some criticism from Kenny Smith. You still just Kenny Smith, bro. You ain't.
Yeah,
you right. Kenny Smith. You ain't Gary Payton.
You was okay. You was all right.
You wasn't even Kevin Johnson. You Kenny Smith.
So I agree.
Shout out to my boy Pat for tuning in. I see you out there.
Shout out to Donovan Mitchell when Shaq's son get in the league, dunk on his ass. That's all I say. Do that shit.
Hey man, he got a heart murmur. Be careful with that.
Dunk on his ass.
We're gonna go to our next segment, bro. This was kind of touchy, right? This was real. The next swish of this was Brett Favre out of line for his comments toward Deshaun Watson. And I'm gonna read them. You get paid a ton of money to do a certain job. Just do it and let the chips fall where they may. I think we make too much money to voice an opinion, but I'm not saying he's wrong. Again, I think it's a different day and time. It'll be interesting to see how the organization handles it. Switch the dish. You want to talk about it or we want to dish?
You know what? This is what I'm going to do because I want to talk about it, but I'm going to dish this one. I'm only going to dish this one because I feel like I'm about to make this a 2-point conversion topic.
Okay.
I'm about to make this a 2-point conversion topic for another show. So I'm writing it down right now.
Write it down right now.
Brett Favre.
To me, short and sweet.
Punk ass.
Oh, now you're hitting below the belt. You're going to hit me below the belt.
Watson.
Reckless out here with disrespect.
I'm telling you. I want to talk about
We'll save it because it could be a bigger topic, right? Right. Next one. I'm hoping now I want the audience to chime in. Pat, you hit me. You wanted some acknowledgement. Now you better chime in. Does LeBron's dominance consistently put him out of the MVP conversation? Switch the dish.
Yes, I will switch on this real quick. Yes, it actually does put him out of the MVP conversation all the time because people are like, listen, LeBron's going to get it. We know he's the number one player in the league. Sometimes I think they feel like we need to give it to somebody else. And sometimes I feel like they're like, well, there ain't nobody that's 6'8", 200 and something pounds that can handle the rock like him, that can see the court like him, that can play like him, play defense, play both sides of the court. So fact of the matter is like LeBron is on another level. So let's just bring it down a little bit to bring in some more variety on the MVP conversation. So yeah, I actually do think LeBron's dominance consistently puts him out of the MVP conversation. I do.
And I would agree with you. To me, it reminds me, Michael Jordan, Shaq, anybody that's been great. Eventually you just kind of be like, they've won it enough. What can we do different? And to me, I think the reason I think LeBron should be winning it now, he's 10 times smarter as a player than he ever was before. Yeah. When he was in Cleveland, the first time in Cleveland, he was just playing based on athleticism and how he thought the game should go, right? He got to Miami, he got with D-Wade, now he learned how to win, right? So he moved up another notch in that whole category as a basketball player. Absolutely. Now he took that whole winning, learning how to watch film, learning how to be a better player, back to Cleveland and won. And right now, the total package. I mean, look at it. Right now, LeBron plays with a lot of pace pace in the game. Like them 18, 22 points he putting up, all that pace. Before, it was all running and gunning. I'm getting down the court. I got to get the rebound. I got to hustle for this. It ain't like that no more. You clearly can see the basketball IQ right now. So I think, to me, he's not getting the credit for that part of the game, which to me is MVP caliber. Somebody that's never played for a great coach, no Pop, no Phil Jackson, no Pat Riley. You play for Spo, but not Pat Riley. These are great Hall of Fame coaches, and to still be where you are, no Chuck Daly in your life. Hats off to that man.
Absolutely. And the fact that if you ever watch LeBron playing right now, the man does not sweat. Like, for some reason, he has 25, 22 points in the board. The man at the end of the game could go play another 2 games because he just figured out the pace of the game. He just figures it out.
He's figured that and that headline out this season. So, because ain't nobody talking. I'm like, damn, whatever you must got that Tiger and that Tory Lanez going on. It's working right now. Got that Tiger and Tory Lanez popping. So,
what's next, bro?
What's next? Does the Cowboys, America's team, Cowboys left Dak out of their 2021 season hype video. Was it a mistake, or are they moving on? Switch the dish.
I'm gonna dish this one. I think it was a mistake, but at the same time, I think that they was like, well, I didn't really want to pay him anyway, so I think it was a coincidence. I think it was, bro.
I think they on a 112. It's over now. It's over now. Ooh, what is this? Numbers in pockets.
I believe you. It could be possibly like, but why? Who do they got? Andy Dalton. He stunk up the damn season.
Let me tell you right now, man. I think the fact that Carson Wentz is looking kind of appetizing. They like, hold up. This America's team. And in America, dare I say it, gotta have a complexion for the protection.
True.
And it's Texas.
True.
So I just look, if they could have got Matthew Stafford, I think they would have, considering he's from Texas. Texas boy. They would have got him.
I wouldn't be surprised if you see the quarterback. I don't know why I can't think of his name. Carr. You see Carr.
Derek Carr? No. I don't know. We'll see with Gruden. I will see with Gruden. But I think they moving on from that. I think they moving on. Our last switch of this topic before we get into some meat and potatoes today. The Dallas Mavericks, they decided they were no longer going to play the national anthem.
Dish. They knew that, they tried to make that so that, you and I kind of talked about that a little previously earlier in the week. We were saying that, Mark Cuban was just like, you know what, if this is going to be such a problem, it's like, let's just not play it, right? It's like my kids fighting over the remote bit to see who wants to watch what. And I'm like, you know what? No TV. How about that?
Exactly. And then TV off. Matter of fact, I'm gonna set the remote up here. Y'all sit down, watch Law and Order SVU with me.
Exactly. That's what that was. But the NBA came in and was like, y'all playing games. Y'all going to play that national anthem. So ain't no big deal anyway. Ain't no point in talking about that one.
Thanks. So, bro, man, Switch the Dish, man. I think we hit on a lot of good stuff. It's funny, man. Switch the Dish opened up a lot of doors for a lot of other stuff, man. We really want to get into, but I know we got ample time, man. The second show, we got ample time to really amp it up for the people, man.
It did. So let's check it. Let's go right into the meat potatoes. We got the NBA. The NBA is in discussion with the NBA PA regarding whether an NBA All-Star game will be held in Atlanta next month. I think it's leaning towards it. A lot of players are like they do want to. We already know what LeBron James said. He's not really for it because they said that they weren't going to do it and they lied. He said if he does get selected, he'll be there physically but not mentally. And there's a possibility there's a dunk contest that'll be held at halftime. The NBA does not want to do a All-Star weekend, but it probably will do like a one-day thing in Atlanta. I wouldn't mind seeing that at all. But Ken, I want to ask you first off, who is going to be in your East lineup? Who would be in your East lineup if they had this?
Well, all right, my East lineup, I'm going KD, Brad Beal, and B, Giannis, Kyrie.
Okay, that's kind of close to me. I got Kyrie, Bradley Beal, Giannis, KD, Joel Embiid. So I think we kind of on the same.
I mean, I think for me the only person I would take out the starting lineup, right, to me would probably be Giannis if I was gonna switch. But then who do you switch him with? Now you can always switch Harden and Kyrie, right? I can switch Harden and Kyrie. To me, that's another that's a real easy switch right there.
Maybe I possibly I don't know. I see the starters are selected by the majority. Ain't nobody really in Houston rocking with James right now. So he didn't lost the whole state.
But you didn't gain a whole region, right? All of Brooklyn, New York, like
you ain't getting all of New York because the Knicks is coming on right now. So you ain't getting all of New York.
They ain't got no point guard.
They got Derrick. He coming off the bench. But whatever. So I'm going with Kyrie.
Okay.
Hometown boy Kyrie. Yeah. Who are your reserves?
I got Harden, Jaylen Brown, Zach LaVine, Ben Simmons, Trae Young, Jason Tatum.
Okay. I got James Harden, Chris Middleton, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Julius Randle, and Domantas Sabonis. I hope I said it right. Domantas Sabonis. That's who I got. You mentioned some cats in there that I was like, yeah, they should definitely be there. But
Zach got to be a reserve, bro.
I want Zach to be a reserve. I really do. But the thing is like a lot of these people, a lot of these teams are like, or a lot of these votes in there, especially with the reserves, one thing that they take into account with the All-Stars is your team winning. And the Bulls.
The coaches also pick reserves too. So
yeah, but they take that into account as well. And the Bulls ain't winning.
I know, bro, but it ain't Zach's fault. I mean, think about it.
The Knicks are winning. Julius Randle.
Look, you supposed to win when you got a whole team full of first top 5 picks. That's finally figured it out.
But hey, you got top 5 picks, and then you bring in Tom Thibodeau. If Tom Thibodeau wasn't there, none of them, they wouldn't be. I don't think they would have a record they had.
That's all.
So
I mean, that's still some underachieving with the Knicks. We just not talking about RJ Barrett.
Zach, I want Zach to be in there, but the Bulls are not good. Another snub that I got, Drew Holiday. He's on a team that's winning, but there are too many guards that are balling right now, such as Kyrie, such as Bradley Beal, such as James Harden, such as Jaylen Brown. Too many cats balling right now, so I think Drew gets left out.
Something else I noticed we left. Ain't nobody from the Miami Heat making it. Jimmy Buckets ain't making it to an All-Star game.
Sure, Jimmy just got back in the league this past 2 weeks ago, week and a half ago. He's been out for so long, so I don't think he's been able to. He ain't really been putting up the numbers that he wanted to. So I don't think Jimmy's gonna make it.
The team too.
And Tyler Hero, he hurt right now, so no, absolutely not. Seth Curry, balling, not gonna make it.
Seth is balling, facts, but it ain't enough, right? Not only is he balling, highest 3-point percentage in the league. in the league.
In the league. Better than his brother. Better than his brother. And he's on the number one. He's on the number one team in the East. Still ain't going to make it.
Hey, playing for his father-in-law, Doc Oldham. Hey, thanks for getting this headache off my hand.
Right. You got any other snubs?
I'm glad she's spending your money, not mine. I'm glad you married her because, you know, she was getting a rep. Paul George, a few other ones out here. I'm glad you saw what God made her to be. That ain't what Seth saw. You know what Seth saw? Seth saw that she took old girl class from the Honey Pot show the other day. That's what Seth saw.
Where's the resuscitator? Yo, so check it out. Who is your West Coast lineup?
All right, West Coast. I got Seth, Dame Dollar, AD, LeBron, and I'm gonna go with Zion.
Okay. All right, that's your start. My start, I got Donovan Mitchell, Paul George, LeBron, AD, and I hate to say this, but Rudy Gobert. I don't like Rudy Gobert. I don't know why I don't like
Rudy. Now Rudy's definitely gonna be a reserve, but he ain't starting.
But this is how this voted. I'm not saying this is how it's selected. I'm saying this is how it's voted on. Rudy Gobert gonna end up starting. Just saying. So then for my reserves, I got Dame Dollar, Steph Curry, Kawhi. I got Zion there, and I got Nikola Jokic. I don't even know if I said it.
We all got the same, but I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. As much as I say Zion I want him to start. I really think they're gonna get at the Luka. I think the vote's gonna give it to him.
You think they're gonna give it to Luka?
Oh yeah, the votes. Only because I'm gonna be honest, Luka just really out of shape. Once he gets some real basketball legs in him. But my bench, I got Donovan Mitchell, CP3, Paul George, Devin Booker, and I'm gonna move Zion back to the bench because I'm gonna put Luka in, Ja Morant, the Joker, and Rudy.
Now, okay. Now I'm gonna tell you this. Them cats that you named in Phoenix, they ain't gonna make it, bro.
Oh.
And the guards, not saying they don't deserve it. They're not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. They're gonna be snubs. And unfortunately, I hate to say this too. I honestly think I got Luka as one of my snubs because there's too many guards / forwards in the West that are good. He's competing with Kawhi. He's competing with Paul George. He's competing with LeBron. He's competing with Donovan. He's competing with Dame Dollar. Too many. And Luka hasn't played to his top notch. Played top notch.
Is triple single making it? Is triple single getting snubbed this year? I hope
so. He getting snubbed.
He better not make it. Triple single should not be there.
Some other snubs I got: Brandon Ingram, De'Aaron Fox, balling off this year.
He is balling,
and he's not gonna make it. CJ McCollum, he is actually just got hurt, so he hasn't played since last month. And then I had John Morant as a snub as well this year, but they all deserve it. Not gonna make it.
Who else I think you got snubbed? You ain't mentioned. I ain't hear you say Trae Young.
Trae Young, another person in the East, but again, all these guards balling. Trae Young probably will get snubbed this year. Another person on another team that ain't that good, and because of their record, he gonna fall short. Sorry,
that's how it always is, man. I hate that they not having an All-Star weekend because if they did, ultimate dunk contest: Zion, John Morant, Miles Bridges.
Would love to see it.
3-point contest: the Currys, Duncan Robinson, Tyler Hero, Joe Harris.
Love to see it. Tyler ain't
competition. We don't even have to have it. It should go straight to LaMelo Ball. Straight to LaMelo.
You go
Melo. It's all yours.
You gonna give it to everybody. All players. All right, so let's hit the NFL real quick because then we gotta go to the 2-point conversion. In the past news this week, the NFL quarterback carousel has been getting bigger and bigger. So, what teams need QBs? What teams need QBs? That would be
New
England.
Teams I got that need QBs. New England.
Yep.
The Jets.
Yep.
Possibly the Cowboys.
Possibly, yep.
The Washington football team.
Absolutely.
The Chicago Bears.
Yes, they do, Lord.
I pray to God the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah,
possibly the Houston Texans.
Yeah,
Atlanta Falcons. Indianapolis Colts.
Yep.
We say Jacksonville, but they got the number 1 pick, so we know where that's going. The Saints, because Drew Brees retiring. Denver Broncos. San Francisco 49ers. And 2 teams that's Seattle Seahawks, Green Bay Packers, because we just don't know.
Green Bay will have Aaron Rodgers next season. I did not have Green Bay only because if Aaron Rodgers leaves, they will have a quarterback next season because they have Jordan Love that they picked up. So they got to save face on that shit, and they definitely will try to. Seattle Seahawks, I agree with you, but Russell Wilson's going to come back. Some other teams that's going to have some issues. New Orleans Saints actually today reached out to Jameis Winston saying that they do want to sign him. So there will probably be a quarterback competition between Jameis Winston and Taysom Hill next year. So really curious about that one. The Atlanta Falcons, I think they're going to continue with Matty Ice, but I don't know if that's the best idea. I really don't. Julio Jones may be wasting the last part of his years fucking around down there in Atlanta. I don't know, man.
I can see Matty Ice in Dallas, and I can see him in New Orleans.
Yeah. I mean, but the league is changing, just like the NBA is changing to that 3-point league. You got to be able to run if you can't just be a pocket quarterback nowadays. So,
true.
And Matty don't run.
They got Taysom though. When they bring in Taysom Hill, it's a good change up. So to me, you get you a pocket guy in New Orleans, and then you bring in Taysom.
That's true. That's true. So then Pittsburgh Steelers, they've already said that they kind of want Ben Roethlisberger back, but I think that's just to save money. Fact of the matter is that's all good, but Pittsburgh, if you bring Ben Roethlisberger in, even then you still ain't got no efficient quarterback. So who else you got on there? And the only other person on there is Rudolph. He's sitting on the bench. So I don't know. Mason Rudolph is sitting on the bench. I don't really know. Everybody else, arms up in the air. We need a quarterback ASAP.
And to be honest, with Pittsburgh, they got bigger issues because not only do you don't got real quarterback, you only got 1 receiver. And it ain't Juju.
Juju is actually being right now is currently on is actually looking around because he's a
unrestricted free agent. I know.
Yeah, so Juju is actually being talked to right now by Las Vegas. So he may be a Raider next year. He may be in the black instead of
silver.
Black and silver. So you never know. I really hope the quarterbacks that are out there right now, Cam Newton, Sam Darnold is being questioned right now with the Jets, but I have a feeling he'll be back. Dak is still out there. Carson Wentz is out there. Alex Smith wants to come back. He's let the NFL know that he does want to return for a new season, and I think he actually be pretty good on somebody's team. So we'll see, especially as a vet, maybe sitting on the bench, coaching up a rookie. So if Aaron Rodgers disappears out of Green Bay and Jordan Love steps in, Alex Smith sitting right behind him, maybe. Yeah. Maybe Aaron Rodgers is up in the air. Deshaun Watson, I don't know. Deshaun Watson may not be playing next year, huh?
To me, you send Alex Smith to Denver. You got too much talent sitting in Denver. You got a good running back. You drafted Judy last year. You got to send somebody like Alex Smith to Denver. To me, that's what I think. I think these teams that want to kind of do this hybrid, Saints. If you moving on from Drew, Cam Newton could be a much better option. If you trying to run this spread and want a little run game.
True.
To go with that. That's me. I just think that when I look at some of these teams that really need quarterbacks and who can really be there, I can see Alex Smith maybe with the Colts, and I can see Alex Smith in Denver. I definitely think Denver needs to roll the dice and get a vet up in there and not keep playing this young man's game. I know they like Drew Lock, and I like any guy that know the whole words to put on to my city while you sit on the bench.
Yeah,
but that ain't getting us wins.
I don't know
if y'all ever seen the video. Drew Lock sitting there singing the whole "Put On for My City."
Yeah, I seen it. I saw it.
Coolest thing ever, but it don't equate to W's. To me, you get them up out of there, and you get Alex Smith. We talk about the Bears. Look,
Frank Hartley said,
to me, look, one to Chicago, so we already know the type of quarterback that got to come through here. To me, you even looking at my man out of Philadelphia, Carson Wentz. And maybe Jimmy Garoppolo. That's it.
I don't understand why the Bears feel the need to continue to get question marks. Go ahead and get go ahead and try your best to get Deshaun Watson. There's a chance Deshaun may not even be playing next year because the Texans is like, hell no.
You know why they're not going out? Because there's an underlying issue that we just don't want to say.
But that I see that too. But also, bro, like if you're gonna do that, go ahead, get one of those, and then you need to draft somebody at the same time, and then have some. So at least you have a backup situation on there. But like, I don't know what the Bears like.
Y'all Bears go fuck around and get Tyrod Taylor. That's time.
Like if the Cowboys ain't really looking at Dak right now, they having problems. Go ahead, try to see if you could get Dak in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, go for it. Go for it, but they're not going to.
If they're not, bro, let me tell you what they'll do. They're gonna set y'all up and bring in like Tyrod Taylor, who I don't have a problem with, but he just not what the Bears need right now.
That's right.
Not what the Bears need. I like Tyrod. I think Tyrod, like many black quarterbacks, have been given a raw deal. Think about it. How do you actually puncture somebody's lung, giving them a shot? What are you doing? You a doctor. You the team physician. You a goddamn doctor. Exactly. So I just think the Bears got to get out of their own way. To me, if you're going to keep down this path with Nagy, then get what you need. You want a Cam Newton type guy that can run, do these little dinks, because you want this. That's the type of offense you're running. Go get a Cam. Go get a Russell Wilson type, a Deshaun Watson. Right. You got to get somebody. Jameis Winston ain't it either, because it was talks that the Bears were talking about Jameis Winston. Jameis Winston is like a Byron Leftwich. He ain't running nowhere fast.
Go get a Cam, not Cam. A Cam. Not Cam.
Not Cam, but a Cam.
All right, dude. I'm with you. We got like 9 minutes left of the show. We ain't even gotten to the 2 points. I know. So, all right. So this is something you and I have been talking about for the longest. We always want to talk about it because it's come up this past week, especially in the MLB. The Major League Baseball Hall of Fame inductees will be held indoors this year due to the COVID restrictions. Inductees include Derek Jeter, Kenny Walker, Ted Simmons, and Marvin Miller. Also, there's been some people that have been left out for the past couple of years, and this is next year will be their last year of eligibility. Kurt Schilling, Barry Bonds, Roger Clemens, for obvious reasons that we know about. And then the NFL, this year's NFL finalists are Charles Woodson, Peyton Manning, Jared Allen, Calvin Johnson, with semifinalists consisting of Rondé Barber, Tony Baselli, Leroy Butler, Alan Finica, Torrey Holt, John Lynch, Clay Matthews Jr., Sam Mills, Richard Seymour, Zach Thomas, and Reggie Wayne. Bro, I know you and I have had this conversation already. You have issues with Calvin Johnson being one of the finalists.
I do.
In the Hall of Fame, but Torrey Holt and Reggie Wayne are sitting back there as semifinalists, they're not first ballot. We have issues with the requirements that go in the Hall of Fame for all sports.
What it is. That's really the issue. My issue wasn't even Calvin, right? Is the inconsistency in which the NFL lets certain positions in. Calvin, no doubt. When we talk about Hall of Famers, there's certain names that we say because they changed the game. They brought something. You was like, damn, right? Everybody don't give us that. But Megatron is one of those, so he deserved to be in.
Absolutely.
But you got to have some consistency. And the problem with the NFL, I'm going to go through the NFL and NBA in 9 minutes. The inconsistency, bro. You got Andre Johnson, Reggie Wayne, Torrey Holt. When you look at their peers, T.O., right, Andre Reed, the other wide receivers that are in, based upon the numbers and all pros, Pro Bowls, they should be in. We shouldn't even be guessing at it. It shouldn't even be a guess. We talking about Andre Johnson, bro. These three receivers, between the three, all of them are 7-time Pro Bowlers. All of them are at least made a one-time All-Pro team. 2 of them are Super Bowl champs. All 3, 14,000 yards in receiving. All 3 touchdown-wise range between 70 and 82.
Agreed.
Bro, they Hall of Famers. To me, the NFL, you can't just keep saying, well, we let too many receivers in this year, so we can't let them in, so we just got to dance around. But then you let other people in who should never even be there. And when I say that, Terrell Davis is not a Hall of Famer. He played 7 seasons. Yes, he won 2 Super Bowls. But do you know for his last 3 seasons, he ran for 299 yards, 302 yards, and then like another 100 and some yards. So you know why? Because he was hurt the last 3 seasons. So tell me, how do you just getting in off 4 good years of production? And I ain't saying he probably should never not be one, but you don't get first ballot off 4 good seasons out of a 7-year career. That's one. So to me, the NFL got inconsistency at this wide receiver spot, and they definitely got inconsistency at defense, because there's no way Cornelius Bennett from the Buffalo Bills is not a Hall of Famer. Pat Swilling, Sam Mills are not Hall of Famers. But you got Brian Dawkins in the Hall of Fame, and he was good, but he ain't Ronnie Lott. When I think of safeties, I'm thinking Ronnie Lott. Was he Ronnie Lott good? Was he Troy Polamalu good? He was not.
He played in a different.
He was Mark Carrier for the Bears good. Now, off the NFL, our biggest one, the NBA.
I don't
NBA. Not only is the NBA inconsistent, the NBA ain't even got, and we know it's the Naismith Hall of Fame. It ain't the Basketball Hall of Fame. But there's 2 different sets of requirements. One for American players and one for Euro players.
Yeah.
I'm going to let y'all know why. I'm going to name off some players right now, European that's in the Hall.
You got 2 minutes.
I got it. Boom. Vlade Divac, Dino Rogers, Sabonis, Petrovic, all in the Hall of Fame. Only thing they got to their name is they made the all-rookie team. Tony Kukoc got 3 NBA championships, all-rookie team, and 6th man of the year. Not in the Hall. The other thing me and you know, Jay, to get into the Hall, you at least got to be a 4 to 5 time all-star. Because we noticed when Tracy McGrady got in, he got some personal achievements, but all he really got is them all-stars.
True.
And then Grant Hill, 7-time all-star, 5-time all-NBA, rookie of the year, all-rookie team. If those are some simple requirements, then Chris Webber need to be in. Sean Kemp need to be in. Tim Hardaway need to be in. But them same crappy requirements is why we now talking about Chauncey Billups and Ben Wallace getting in.
Ben Wallace.
And to me, they not Hall of Famers. And if we had to pick between the 2, I'm picking Ben Wallace. Why? 4-time All-Star, block champion, 2-time rebounding champ, 6-time All-Defensive, 5-time All-Star, 4-time Defensive Player of the Year, and an NBA champ. And I don't even like Ben Wallace. I don't even think he was good.
All right. Okay. I'll let you rant because I wanted you to have your time, because I knew you were very, very passionate about this. And the thing is that you and I have this conversation all the time. We're going to come back to this Hall of Fame shit, because Dawkins, I'm like, I don't think you gave him enough credit. I think he definitely deserves to be in there. Terrell, I definitely, I think you're right on that one. When him being hurt, yeah, I think you're definitely right about that one. But the Naismith is completely different.
I know.
Completely different. And all about, when it comes to basketball, you need to be about them chips in order to get in all of it. You either about to be extra dominant, like completely extra dominant, or you got to have them chips. And that's what scares me about a lot of things, about a lot of these cats that deserve to be in the Hall of Fame in the basketball and currently aren't. But that's just the way the cookie crumbles, bro. And unfortunately, shit doesn't pan out that way. We're going to come back to this one, though. We got to come back to the Hall of Fame.
You definitely got to come back.
We got to come back to the Hall of Fame. But, yo, I really appreciate everybody that joined. This is another good-ass show. Y'all make sure y'all continue to join us every Sunday, 6 p.m. Central. Cleats Sneaks right here on Network 455. Tomorrow, I'll be back with John, with Jay Hendo again. We're going to be doing No Judgment. We got
my show
going on. So make sure you take a look at that one. Keep scrolling on Tuesday. Nightcap on Wednesday. Follow Time on Thursday.
With the bars.
And Sexations with MJ on Friday. Make sure you continue to tune into that one. That's going to be a good one, too. So make sure you tune in. A lot of stuff happening this week on Network 455. We appreciate y'all joining us with Cleats Sneaks. Ken, thank you, sir. Good job as usual.
All the ladies out there, happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day, y'all. Y'all make sure you have a good one. We'll holler at you. Peace out.